Hey, what's up, guys? David Clark here. It's snowing here in Morganton, North Carolina. So I've had a day off. Funny thing, they canceled my work today. So I didn't really take a day off, because some things are important to me. I've spent most of the day today reading and doing some self-reflection. Been out and visiting some family members, but it's about 3:30 here in Morganton. It's snowing with a lot of accumulation expected later. So here I am indoors enjoying my time, working on me, and just was going through some self-reflection and wanted to share some things that were important to me, and hopefully they can help you, or maybe you'll be able to relate. And just a little piece of my heart, and I want to talk to you some about personal responsibility today. I don't know where you're at in your life, or if you're happy with where you are. I know that there came a time in mine when I had to accept personal responsibility for where I was. I had gotten to a point in my life where I was unhappy with where I was because I was suffering a lot of consequences. And I came to this realization that where I wasn't acceptable. I didn't necessarily know how to fix it at that time, but where I wasn't acceptable. The things that were happening to me were not pleasurable. My life was in a dead-end downward spiral. And it was all my fault. Okay? I don't know where you're at today. But you see, I had to learn that everything that happened to me was my fault. It wasn't somebody else's. I had to stop making excuses for where I was if I wanted to change where I was going to be. Okay? You see, 10 years ago, I was a drug addict in a mental hospital through a rehab in Virginia. Okay, I don't know where you've been, but there's not many paths you can take that are worse than that. Okay, so where you're at today does not determine what your future is. Okay, and I had to understand at that point in my life, I was pointing my finger at everybody, my mom, my dad, my boss, the things that had happened to me, and coming up with all kinds of excuses, reasons, and faults belonging to somebody else for where I was in my life, instead of saying, hey, you know what? I chose all this. Nobody held a gun to my head. Nobody made me lose all those jobs. Nobody made me make poor choices, be irresponsible, do the things that I did. I was just looking for an excuse, somebody else to blame instead of myself. But God loved me enough to let me live through that. In 2004, I finally understood where I was not where I had to stay, but I had to accept personal responsibility and stop looking at everything around me and blaming it as the reason that I was where I was at. And I had to make some changes. But the only way that I could do that was understand that it was all my fault. It wasn't my parents' fault for something that I may or may not have gotten as a kid, or for telling me no, or telling me yes, or spanking me when I deserved it, or the economy, or something bad that happened to me when I was little, or my boss didn't give me a raise. You know what? I had to understand that it was my fault. There wasn't nobody did those things to me. I chose it. And I'm telling you, wherever you're at in your life today, if you're not happy with the things that are going on in your life, there ain't nobody else to blame but you. You're where you're at because you made those choices. Everything that happens to me and happens to us happens because we attract them. Either because of the job we took, the people we put ourselves around, the choices we make, the standards we live by. There's nobody else to blame. And I can't change that until I accept the fact that it was my own fault. I couldn't blame it on nobody else no longer. And I'm telling you, until you make the change and understand that it's your fault, you'll never get out of it. Because you're going to walk around griping about where you're at, blaming it on everybody else, and you can't change where you're at when you're doing that. But that moment, when that happened, when I said, you know what, it's my fault I'm here, I was able to ask myself, what can I do to get out? And I didn't know. I had to follow some people. Are you sitting around today wishing that your boss would give you a pay raise? Are you not happy with the house you live in? Are you not happy with the circumstances that surround your life? Are you happy with what you're providing for your kids? Are you happy with the bank account you have? Are you happy pulling those doubles? Are you happy living Friday to Friday, paycheck to paycheck, waiting on your taxes to get back so you can catch your bills up to do it all over again? Because I'm telling you right now, you don't have to live that way. It started 10 years ago for me with one step. One step inside of a door that I was afraid to walk through by myself. I had to go ask somebody, will you walk through this door with me so that I can make a change? Because I can't take the first step by myself. Will you help me? And that person said yes. And they walked through that door with me. And they turned around and left. But they got me through the doorway. And I'm telling you, there's people standing in the doorway asking you to come. Because you can change your life. But it begins with accepting personal responsibility for the circumstances that are in your life. Do you do more than you're required each day? Or are you just getting by? Are you working for somebody else? Because I'm telling you what, if you are, you're never going to go anywhere. They're going to pay you just enough to get you to come back tomorrow. You can't afford to fix your heat if it goes out. You can't afford to fix your car. You sure can't afford to take your family on vacation. How many years has it been since you went? Make the change. 3% of the world own 97% of everything. And they don't do what? They don't work a job. If you're getting up every day expecting your life to change, going to work, you're not going to have it happen. Your boss is not going to give you a pay raise. There ain't nobody there that appreciates you. If they get by without you, they'll find a way to do it. You will be unemployed. I hate to tell you, but society don't care about us anymore. You got to take personal responsibility for the future that you want to create and go out there and make it happen. You got to have some drive. You got to have a reason to get up every single day and go out and make it happen. We're in Vima. We're sitting around. Are we walking outside looking to meet new people each day? Or are we expecting somebody in our downline to go build our business for us? I got to be out there every single day telling somebody, you know what? This is an opportunity to change your life. If you don't like the circumstances you're living in, you can create a whole new economy. You can create a whole new life. You can have that $1 million mansion if you want. You can go on vacation 4, 5, 6 times a year. You can give your kids everything that they ever asked for. All you got to do is change. They said, David, if you will change, everything will change for you. You know what? They told me the truth. It started 10 years ago. I started changing. Everything changed for me. I quit sitting around feeling sorry for myself. I realized I had to get up out of bed and I had to show up for life every single day. Whether I was sick, whether I wanted to, whether I wanted to get out of bed, whether I wanted to read. I had to start doing it every day. I had to get up out of bed and go make it happen. It started in a dead-end job in a furniture factory. But God, my favorite Bible verse comes to mind every time. Romans 8:28. All things work for good for those who love God and are called according to His purpose. You know what? All that pain and suffering I went through, it had a purpose. God used it to do some great things. The guy you're sitting here looking at didn't exist 10 years ago. Nobody cared about me 10 years ago. I was worthless. My own parents kicked me out. But today, I have value because God offered a path and I had courage enough to follow it. And I'm telling you, what are you afraid of today? Make a change. You can have anything you want in your life if you stop letting fear rule it. I'm telling you, opportunity does not disappear. It just goes to the next person. If every opportunity that presented itself to you was too good to be true, then there would never be a true good opportunity. This is it, guys. It's a way to retire your family, retire your parents, spend all day long with your kids. What would it look like when you got up, when you were done sleeping? If you got to take your kid to school every day, eat lunch, pick them up every single day, what would your life be like? What would that be like? What if you could take them on a long vacation 2 weekends a month if you felt like it, just because that's the way your life was? It's about having life, not belonging to somebody. I'm telling you, there's nothing out there that you can't do. But if you don't change, nothing's going to change for you. First of all, you got to have a drive, something that drives you, accept personal responsibility for the circumstances that are going on in your life, and make a difference. Choose something different. Because I'm telling you what, getting up working 40 hours a week just ain't going to cut it. 3% on 97% of everything. And they don't work a job. That's why we have the vehicle in VEMA to get us anywhere we want to go. Where do you want to go today? If you have a destination, I can show you the path to get there, and I'm excited to walk with you every step of the way. That's what we get excited about, changing people's lives one day at a time. VEMA team, I love you guys. I love all of you that are watching my video today, and I want you to know that if you want to make a change, we can make that happen. God bless you, God bless your family, God bless your business. And don't forget, every single day, wake up and do something positive. That's all I got. Hope to hear from you soon. Peace.